And welcome back to the motherfucking Minds Wide Open podcast. I am your host, Cool Hand Luke, aka Deifica Juice, and I have not said that in a very long time. Probably a matter of 4 to 6 months. What say you, Felli? Felli's in the corner as always. His mic
sounds about right.
That's Tech in Broward County, everybody. We have a guest in the building today. I am hoping I'm not making him uncomfortable, but time will tell. We have Grizz.
Yo,
Producer, engineer, hip-hop aficionado in the building.
all of them things, yo. What's good?
How you doing, good sir?
I'm doing well, man.
What'd you think of our little theme song?
Yo, I was listening to it. Yo, hold up. Yeah, I was listening to it, man. I was thinking y'all should make that into an actual song.
Oh, damn. Okay.
It ain't. You know what I mean? It ain't corny. It's if you do that shit right. You know what I mean? You could get it in with that.
I take that as high praise.
All right.
Shout out to Lil Fortnite, Palazze, and Gold Midas, the homies who were at the table with me at that moment freestyling. That was not like multi-layered. That was just all four of us.
Oh, word?
Yeah.
That's even sweeter.
Yeah, it was. We should put that video clip up someday. That was a fun one.
Oh, yeah.
But anyways, so I'm pretty much here to talk hip-hop and sound and music today.
All right.
I think I'm pretty exhausted on all other topics in the world, and I just kind of want to be frivolous and entertained. So,
Right.
under the guise of casual snowball rolling of this conversation,
All right.
what would be your Mount Rushmore? Give me a taste of what your peak version of hip-hop is in your head so that I can kind of figure out how to maneuver.
Peak version of hip hop.
Yeah, who would be your Mount Rushmore, meaning like the four faces you would put permanently as not just like the greats or favorites, but...
My dude, say less. All right, so you got Rakim.
Love it.
All right, you got Nas. All right, you got Kane. You know what I mean? And then you got Bounty Killer.
So
Yeah, I threw that in there, of course.
you're going to have to explain that one a little bit for
Because
someone like myself.
Hip-hop came from DJing. When I say DJing, I'm not talking about, on the ones and twos. I'm actually talking about dancehall DJing. You see what I'm saying? Because hip-hop started from my man Clive, right?
I'm
that?
I'm learning. I'm learning.
Okay. All right. So, the reason why I put Bounty Killer in there is because Bounty Killer put dancehall and hip hop together in a way that a lot of people have not in a long time.
And was this 80s?
No, bro. This is 90s.
That was 90s?
Yeah, 90s, 2000. Bounty Killer's still doing his thing.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So, yeah.
It's just not a name I'm familiar with, so I'm trying to...
I feel you. Yeah, most of these cats are still doing their thing, and that's the thing about hip-hop. True hip-hop, real hip-hop, is that it's universal, it's classic, and it's forever. So once you put something down that, is not necessarily tied to a specific genre, I guess to say, pop or anything like that, once you put something down that's classic, it stays classic for the whole entire time,
That's definitely a tough point to argue. I think one of the more lost facets in today's mainstream, if nothing else, is a lack of timelessness, of a consistent use of pop culture or just things of the moment that if you imagine someone in 20 years who's like new to maybe the genre or a concept, trying to relate to it, you might be at a loss.
Yeah. The concept of pop, in essence, is more now than it has been before as disposable music. So disposable music, beforehand, was the things that underground MCs spoke about or spoke against. You know what I mean? Now disposable music is the main thing that like the whole world is listening to. And, by tomorrow you got to make another song because that song is done, and, TikTok done wore it out, and, all of these different things. So when I speak about being classic, putting a song out this year, whereas 5 years from now you could play the same song and still have the same reaction from the same group of people, that's classic material. And that's what, there's a lot of classic material out there right now. It's just not in the mainstream, which it really shouldn't be, because mainstream is disposable and this is not disposable.
So what do you think would be what you consider the new classic? Like, and I mean that in the sense of artists, projects. Like, what has hit you that has come out in recent years? Like, do you feel in tune with modern boom bap, or?
Man, I feel in tune with all of it because it hasn't changed. You understand what I'm saying? Boom bap, it has not changed. Yo, you got to be a lyricist. You got to be able to carry the rhythm. You got to be speaking about something. You know what I mean? And with all of those things, there's cats that's out there, you jump on Spotify and just hit somebody playlist, and there's a million cats out there that's doing it. That's, younger cats, 30, 20, doing it. Real music, real hip hop. You know what I mean? Right now, I can't remember all their names. I just enjoy their music.
But do you have anybody you're kind of listening to regularly, or is it that in the modern day you're just because it's so saturated, you're less likely to be able to hone in on someone specific?
Yeah, I'm less likely to hone into one particular artist. Because as soon as I mention one artist, there's another artist right next to him, and another artist right next to him. So, yeah, it's too many classic things out there to point in one direction. I was just listening. As a matter of fact, just listening to Pharoah Monch's 13. You know what I mean? People don't get how remarkable that album is. So. Yeah, check that out.
Could you elaborate on that a little? I mean, I definitely.
I prefer them to go listen to it. Go listen to it.
All right, now I got homework.
Go listen to it. That's one of the elements of true creativity. You know what I mean? And speaking things.
If I were to ask you about what your rubric would look like as you're judging this type of music, you mentioned a couple of specifics like rhythm, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But like, what do you consider the most important? Like you said, lyricism. Like, do you consider those the peak, or or do you care just as much about the energy and emphasis, or how does that weigh in your brain?
If you don't believe what you're saying, I'm not gonna believe it, and that's at the top. So. You believe in what you're saying. You actually live in what you're saying. You've been through what you're saying. That energy carries everything else. So, you could be a mediocre lyricist, but you've been through some things, and that energy carries through to touching the next person that's listening to you. You see what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
The beat itself, that producer has been through some things, whereas that beat, that music, those tones touch another person to be like, yo, yeah, I could feel that. I understand that.
Interesting. So how would you feel about maybe the flip side of that coin? For example, like a J. Cole, For Your Eyes Only, where he's speaking solely someone else's story, something he hasn't experienced, but his intention is to tell someone else's story and still attempt to put that color of emphasis as if it's genuinely his own experience.
Gotta ask you this question. Did you feel it?
I enjoy that record a lot.
All right, so you enjoyed it. So that means that he put that person in his shoes, or should I say the other way around? He put himself in the other person's shoes, and he lived that experience, and he grabbed from his own life things that would be similar and was allowed to project that energy across so that, it would come across as it's his energy.
In fact, I wonder, because I feel as though that whole album is a bit underrated, and that was a bit of a common theme along that album. I mean, I haven't really come across anybody that shares that particular opinion. Are you familiar, or do you?
I'm not that familiar with people thinking of that album as being underrated.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
people
people not liking it is. Like, I consider it underrated just because I see a lot of people put it down as his worst album in their opinion, things of that nature.
Yeah, where'd you hear that from?
Surprisingly prevalent.
I don't agree with that. Yeah,
I definitely don't agree. I make a point to argue it whenever I see it.
See, the question really is what's the point of view that these people that are saying this is his worst album is coming from? What point of view are they coming from? If they're coming from the avenue of, there's no pop songs on there, or there's no bippity songs on there, then, maybe it is his worst album. But if they're coming from the avenue of, he's really saying some stuff that needs to be said, he's really putting the creativity and the artwork in hip hop and what he's doing forward, then that would have to be addressed.
So are you a big J. Cole fan? I just asked because I know I am, but you're obviously of a different generation. And
J. Cole is doing his damn thing. Put it that way. I'm more of a fan of his business side than to say I'm a fan of him just as one facet as an artist. I'm a fan of what he did with his power and how he's maintaining the whole thing without seeing any stress lines in his work. So that I'm a definite fan of.
Can't argue with that in any way, shape, or form once again. Don't roadblock me here. I'm trying to pretend I'm good at this.
We ain't good at nothing.
I can speak for that personally. I absolutely am good at very few things. Well, one thing you're actually pretty good at, for sure, is producing. And I haven't heard too much yet, but from what I've heard and what you've shown me, I definitely enjoy where your intuition is at, I guess.
I appreciate that.
So just to delve into the production realm a little bit, can you tell me a little of the background of you getting into producing?
Ooh, this man said background.
Yeah, just maybe
my background is most people's whole life.
And what does that mean?
Like, some of these 20-year-olds or 15-year-olds just getting into it. You know what I mean?
I've been doing it. I definitely understand you there.
My little nephew is surpassing me, and he just started. So it's just ridiculous. But anyway, so I started production with the SP. But this was way back, the Spectrum nightclubs, way back with Boogie Waters, way back with Dilla Gaff, just in case y'all want.
What era was this?
Bro, this is like 90s. This is 90s, man. Dilla Gaff, do it look like I give a fuck? Yo, I love them niggas. Three Blind Mice, all of them cats. We started with the MP, started with the SP, then we got a little bit of money, and we all got our own MPC 60, the Roger Lynn versions, right? Working off of that, and then we made the flip from, and this flip that I made was forced, because I lent my boy my MPC 60. Yo, where the camera at? Yo, dude, I don't know which camera. This one here? Alright. Hey, yo, I need my shit back. Cuzzo. Alright. But,
Must have had that for a while.
yo, shit. So, went from the MPC 60 to producing on a keyboard, meaning using the keys, to trigger the drums and, going through all of that. Flipped from analog to digital through Steinberg, Wave Labs, Reason, got into the DAW system, the in-the-box system in that fashion. You see what I'm saying? And then after that, it's just simplifying my workflow, and now all I use is Logic Machine, and I'm good.
And that was a very technical response.
All right.
I guess I'm more digging into like what the first emotional reactions that made you go, oh, this is something I can get into. This is something I could do. Or maybe the people who influenced you into going, oh, this is a genuine possibility.
Oh, that's what you're looking for. Okay. So back in the days when AT&T was over there off of Cypress Creek, for those who know, y'all know. For those who don't, well, sorry for you. I used to always provide the drums for freestyling in the break room. Always providing the drums for the freestyling in the break room. So
an honorable act.
every time somebody, want to get it in, I start it up. There was one point where my boy Rob, shout out Rob, Side One, no doubt. It was like, hey, yo, you need to put down whatever you're doing. I was like, what you talking about? He's like, you need to put it down. Put it down. Drums, whatever. Put it down. I was like, all right. We went to the studio. Yeah. He took me to the studio. So I'm like, okay. And it's been that ever since. You know what I mean?
Basically the influence of a friend going, you have something here.
I need to go ahead and put it down. Yeah. And, he provided some rhymes on it. You know what I mean? That was my first. I have a picture of me with the SP1200 on a barrel, like a barrel about this high, smiling and cheesing and shit, making patterns.
That's awesome. So, culturally, or I'm trying to think how to phrase this.
Oh, by the way, did I answer the question?
At that time, you absolutely did.
Okay.
Yeah. So, basically, you're a big fan of freestyling and ciphers, that part of things, or?
I'm a fan of the art form. Freestyling is one of the art forms. Freestyling is one of the purest aspects of the art form. And the reason why I say that is because when you write something, it's coming off of your mind, off of your experiences, right? When you're doing it in the studio, you're putting the energy forth, to project that thought pattern. When you're freestyling, all of your language skills, all of your communication skills, all of your emotions, all of your feelings, all of who you are in that moment in time is brought forth right in front of everyone else that's around you. And then the competition aspect of it, it makes it basically you're sharpening your swords with other people around you instead of sharpening your swords by yourself. And just that aspect of it, whereas you see somebody actually flourishing within the freestyle cipher, where they started at one point and they ended off at a whole nother point, and it's just like, yo, that is beautiful to me.
Absolutely. I definitely think I agree with your point that it's sort of a culmination of some of the purest parts of the art form. I'm honestly looking forward to freestyling over some of your materials.
No doubt. Appreciate that.
I hope that, maybe we're blessed enough to receive a folder over here or something of that nature, because I'll definitely be blasting that off as your work for sure.
Okay.
But Felli, I need a lifeline at this current moment. Throw me the time code.
23.
Perfect. We're going to take a little halfway break right here. And I'm going to step outside and utilize the facilities. Por favor.
Handle your BI, homie.
And we are back with Grizz and Felli in the
Yep.
corner saying very little. How you doing, Felli? You all right?
I'm doing all right.
You
Just
happy to
enjoying
be
to be back. You know, I love it.
We'll get there. I'll reacclimate to being in front of a camera and simultaneously hiding the fact that I hate myself. So,
Wow.
what you said we got some current events in the entertainment / debatably hip hop community.
Debatably.
I just wanted to start it off on a good note with Big Pun being honored.
Yo, I love that. I love that.
You
I
know,
saw that.
with a
I saw
street.
that when they yeah, I love that,
way.
yo.
And it's on
Bi-
Fordham and Grand Concourse.
Yeah,
How
yo.
Felli's
appropriate.
from the Bronx.
Yeah.
Yo,
How
I love that.
appropriate.
I love
Big
that,
Pun
dude.
Plaza.
Yo, I love that.
If you ever been
But you
shopping.
know what's funny?
So what's over there?
Yeah, go ahead.
So if you ever been shopping in the Bronx, like the number one place to go is to Fordham
Yeah.
and Grand Concourse. That's like where all the
That's
major
where
stores is at.
everybody at.
I got some stories from there, but I ain't gonna say that.
Statute of limitations.
Yeah, give me 20 more years. I got you.
Now, what I was saying, when I was watching that, right, the thing that came to my mind that my boy Ray said to me is like, yo, give me my flowers while I'm here. So how many artists that are out there that are still alive that would be, honored in that same fashion, that we would honor them in that same fashion before they die? You
Yeah.
see what I'm saying? It's instead of after they die, give them a road, or it's just give me my flowers while I'm still here, man.
Who do you think would be a great candidate to receive some flowers right now while they're still here?
Definitely Rakim, man.
Where would you put it?
Damn. I don't know.
Because then you really got to know the New York streets in order to
I
do
gotta
that,
know. Yeah, but I gotta not just New York streets, but I gotta know the streets that would be an honor for him to be named. You know what I mean?
I would say Jamaica Plaza.
Yeah.
Yeah. If you walk through Jamaica Plaza, like
Yeah.
you feel that
Yeah.
in the
Yeah.
energy in the air of
Yeah.
Rakim.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so Queens, New York.
I'll
That's
let
my
you have
answer.
that. Salute. You can have that one. Definitely. Yo.
It is nice knowing he's still around, though. Did you ever see his Tiny Desk concert? That was a great little set.
Did I see that? I think I did.
The,
Yeah, I think
the
I
one
did.
that sent me down that path was the Big Daddy Kane one, though. I love Big Daddy Kane.
Yeah.
And he really still got it. The way he still was doing it, I was like,
He still,
God damn.
ain't shit changed from Daddy Kane, man. Let me think. Cause see, and you guys have to excuse me. My mind frame is split between two genres: dancehall, reggae. Oh, actually three: dancehall, reggae, and hip hop. You know what I mean? So whenever I'm thinking about like people who should have their own streets, you have Beres Hammond, you have Buju, you have Bounty, you have those people that are still alive, still doing it, but give them their flowers now.
I mean, the cultural impact is
It's ridiculous.
excessive, truly.
Yeah.
So talking about giving them their flowers now, Eminem's Curtain Call
Mm-hmm.
has hit
Historic.
Billboard history.
That was a compilation album. Like, it was...
Was it?
Yeah. Like, okay. It was a
I don't-
compilation album. It's like you telling me, like, the best of Al Green just sold, like, 400 million. It's like, yeah, I know. It's the best of Al Green. What's your point?
So
I don't know. I think for that album, Was that his second? That's his second, right?
It was a compilation. Like, it was the hits.
So this is the track list right here.
Oh, so this is just all of his hits.
Yeah, I remember when it came out.
I mean, 2005 seems a little early to call greatest hits.
Well, he was doing that well at the time. I don't know if you remember 2000 to
I don't know.
2010, but he owned that fucking decade.
Yeah.
Like,
I feel
he
like
sold.
still
I
does
agree
great.
with you.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he still does well, but he literally sold more records than anyone in the world for that whole entire decade. And now he's got like a lot of people against him for various reasons that he didn't have in that era. That's a fact.
Well, because cancel culture is a thing now.
I wouldn't blame cancel culture. He's actually an ally of cancel culture for sure. Like,
You think so?
Explain yourself.
he's into canceling people.
Explain yourself.
Well, here's the thing. Me personally, I'm into cutting people off. And when, yeah, we can say that's canceled, but realistically,
I wouldn't.
I think
call
it's
that cancel.
it's
That's like your personal relationship. That's like blocking someone on Facebook versus taking down their Facebook.
yeah, just get them gone.
Yeah.
Just get out of my face. You know what I mean? I don't need to see you again.
Which is a block. Trying to
Right.
cancel them is saying you can't have a face. The problem with canceling someone is saying you're not allowed to make a living anymore.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty extreme.
Yeah.
Well, 50 did that to Ja Rule.
Hey,
He destroyed him. He didn't cancel him. He destroyed
So-
his entire career. Showed him that he was a fake.
Question: Who's Eminem trying to cancel?
well, I mean, he's definitely started as soon as the political spectrum decided it was never going to work with each other again. He just started being on one side, shooting at the other side.
What are you talking about? Be specific.
He
the
got
political
very-
structure. Who?
He just got very political.
Like, talking about
you talk-
Democrats, Republicans? What are you talking about?
Are you?
Yeah, it just anything the Democrats are saying, he says and puts it in like his.
Okay.
So you're referring to that hip hop awards?
No. Don't even fucking
Freestyle.
zone in. I'm telling you, I've watched him over the past 5 years consistently. Almost every record, almost every appearance, there's some sort of. By the way, here's the checkbox of I came here with the liberal agenda. And honestly, when it comes to music, I just political music is such a fine line for me because like I don't even like Bob Dylan. You know what I mean?
Do you like Topher?
That's the Trump guy.
Yeah.
His music's all right as far as music, so
That
I don't
boy's
listen to
fully
him.
canceled. He's not allowed to distribute music anywhere. It's like in court right now.
But like, if his music was better, I would care.
Yeah.
You know,
I mean, The Patriot was pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I liked it.
just personal opinion.
Yeah.
But like, you would have to make an incredible piece of music for me to care about it having a political point. Like incredible.
Like Bob Marley.
You see, Bob Marley's points were more philosophical. They're not political. Like occasionally he would throw in like a specific political point that you could not argue with.
I mean, when I
What-
think of
what would-
revolution
what-
music, I think of Bob Marley.
Yeah.
Like it's straight up political for me.
What would you consider political?
Specificity, like going after specific people or topics or issues, whereas if you're making like revolution music, that's an energy, that's an emotion, that's a feeling.
Okay.
So, Fuck Donald Trump by YG. What is that to you?
That's political.
Okay.
That's very political.
But what about fuck the police?
That's an interesting question. That's more of a feeling. Like that's
That's political.
I mean, it can definitely get political for sure. If you're saying like the police should or shouldn't, that is instantly political. But if you're saying fuck the police, that's like saying like this has been in opposition to me, and I'm just gonna represent that.
I always got very specific. Fuck the 32nd precinct.
for real. I don't
That's
know.
because you have respect for other cops.
I don't mind political. I don't mind political as long as you are representing your point well. Because if you, the the thing about that I've noticed, the thing about when people speak something, they go by what's the general consensus of that thing instead of researching it on their own. So if you've researched something on your own and you speak facts, I'm with that because I know that you speak in facts. You understand what I'm saying? It doesn't matter what you're speaking about because to me, I'm not for Democrats, I'm not for Republicans, I'm not for Christians or Muslims or you understand what I'm saying? There is a truth that's beyond all of that. That's what I'm for. You see what I'm saying? And anybody that's speaking something that's leaning towards that middle truth, that existence that exists beyond all of the other foolishness, I'm with that.
But it's very rare that someone's going to make music that's political and it's politically centrist.
Yeah, could you believe a libertarian making a song and actually being popular?
Like my example for like good political music, or another example for good political music that I can't really consume just because of how political it gets, is like Immortal Technique. Like he'll continue down the most truthful, exasperated explanation of what's going on right now, and I'll just be like, okay, but like I'd rather listen to a speech about that. I don't want to listen to music about that. And that's, I guess, just a divide in my head.
Understood. That's the way that he communicates with his audience. You know, that's the way that he gets the message out because, you know, X-Clan, you know, they spoke in a way that got the message out to their fans. You see what I'm saying? They're in a language, and what's most important is you speaking the language of the people you're trying to connect to. So in the language of the people that they're trying to connect to, they connect to them. They get the message across. They you know, I have a point. This is what I want you guys to hear. Whether you agree with me or not, this is my point. This is my opinion. This is what I represent. You know what I mean? If you either ride with me or you don't. And those that ride with them, ride with them. Those that don't.
And that's not to say that people shouldn't make political music or anything. I'm just, you know, speaking to my personal desire to consume. Like, maybe that's just because everything is so oversaturated political these days that I'm looking for relief when it comes to my music consumption. I am so stuck in 70s soul right now. I haven't even been listening to hip hop, honestly.
Which 70s soul? Wow. That's a rather political era.
A lot of it is. I'm listening to pretty much love ballads and shit.
Oh, okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
no doubt.
There's some and there's some songs that are subtly political or like artistically making a political point without getting to the specificity that I dislike so much. You know what I mean? Like
Marvin Gaye was specific.
Sam Cooke, A Change Is Gonna Come. I'll listen to that.
Yeah.
And I know what it's about, but I also am not sitting there listening to like the names and fucking discrepancies and shit. You know what I mean?
Okay, maybe I think I'm seeing what you're saying. So the a change gonna come, and I was just about to say I hope you guys saw that movie. Yo, shout out, shit was hot.
I did.
What's the
One
movie?
Night in Miami.
Oh my God!
That's
Finally,
the shit.
somebody. That movie was
He's been
amazing.
talking about it for the
shit was
past
my
3 days.
shit, yo, that shit.
I loved it. I
Yo.
saw it and I
Still
was
don't know
in
what that is.
love.
And the funny thing is when I go back to speaking about emotion and energy and projecting it, when he sung that song at the end, right? That was, you know, all of the other songs, you know, were pop songs, but when he sung that song at the end, that was his heart, and that was the most popular song that he was known for. That it went, you know, whatever.
He's referencing Sam Cooke, by the way.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Sam Cooke, that dude.
Yeah.
Change gonna come. But
It's
that
funny
song,
that I'm
because
referencing that at the same time because I hadn't seen
One Night in Miami. Yeah.
but he keeps bringing it up.
'Cause
And
it was an amazing movie.
I've been listening to A Change Is Gonna Come like weirdly a lot the past 3 days. So
yeah,
funny synchronicity.
that energy though, that heart, that soul that came out on that record, that's the stuff of classics. That's the stuff that's eternal.
Understatement.
You know what I mean? So, that's the stuff that I look for, that I listen for. I do care what you're talking about, but if you're talking from a place of your soul and you're on the mic and it's coming across on a record and I'm listening to it and I can feel it, I'm in it, I'm with it. Case closed.
Resonate that one for a minute. Let that ring around your head. What you got next, Felli?
Fife Dog.
Ooh.
So they released
Yes.
R.I.P.
a track, a video, Nutshell Part 2, with featuring Busta Rhymes and Redman for his 5-year anniversary.
Ah.
Yeah.
Yo, you know what? Let me pause for a second.
Go ahead.
So, Busta Rhymes, Satanic. How do you feel about that?
Is that the album name?
No. That's one of the songs on the newest album.
Okay.
You checked it or no?
I don't know if I got to that one. So I first of all, the intro blew my fucking mind. That happened. And I'm not going to lie to you, I was on a psychedelic at the time and not expecting it. Mm-hmm. So it got scary. Yeah. I got scared. Yeah. That intro makes you feel like the world is going to end.
There's only 5 years left.
It was genuinely insane.
No doubt.
And so as far as that specific track, it was...
the only reason why I mentioned it is because...
Tell me about it to see if I can jog whether I had...
He speaks on... you would have...
Okay,
if
so
you
I
heard it,
didn't hear it.
Yeah, you did.
I probably didn't hear that one.
Yeah. So it speaks on the current state of the industry, the current state of how things are happening, what's happening, why it's happening, with specifics. You see what I'm saying? But me personally, I like specifics because I like to hear where you're coming from so that I can check what you're saying and either agree or disagree. You understand what I'm saying? And everything checked out with what dude was saying, because that's all, has been common knowledge, but no one has really put it out on a record in that fashion with that platform.
Interesting.
As of yet. Until now.
I mean, we don't have too much time left here. I kind of want to tell Felli to fucking play it, but next time around.
No doubt.
So you got to get out of here?
Yeah, I got to blaze, man.
Got you. Well, I appreciate you coming through, man.
Thank you, man. Yo, thank you for having me, bro.
It was a quick pleasure, but I'm sure we'll do a more stretched out, enjoyable version next time. I'll catch you on a Saturday, We'll take the night.
No doubt. And then I'll bring some tracks on that time, too.
Oh, yeah. I'm going to be freestyling. I'm going to, ever so subtly try to coax you, but I'm sure you'll resist. I already know where we're at.
I mean, I'll have a couple.
There'll be some cold ones there. Yeah.
Might be able to get me into it, but
we'll see what happens. Either way, I'll be thankful for the beats.
No
but
doubt.
I'm very thankful for you coming through in general, man. It's been my pleasure. Grizz, where can we check you out? Where can we follow you?
Yo, just Grizz _999. Also, Classic Vibes. It's an entertainment company that we're doing only hip hop. You know what I mean? So old school hip hop, new school hip hop, just boom bap. We got DJ Woo, DJ Black Snow, DJ PP Nasty, Armstrong. You know what I mean? DJ Darkwing, DJ Razor. All of these cats putting it down. We're doing it at 10th Level Tavern. We're doing it this April the 17th. So y'all come by and check it out. We did one in March. We're doing one in April. So y'all come check it out.
Awesome, man. And do you guys do anything like Cypher related or ever?
Well, and that's just the thing. I mean, we might actually end up having to do that. We get enough people there with some Cypher skills, then we might be able to do that, yo.
Well, you can put me down. I am absolutely at any Cypher anytime.
All right. Yo, y'all hit 10th Level Tavern, April 17th. My man gonna be out there, ready for Cyphers. Y'all come through.
Okay.
Let's make it happen.
Let's do it. Man, my pleasure here. Let's wrap this up. Thank you so much.
No doubt.
And I'm going to pretend there's some outro music playing classically right now.
Wow. All right, Joe.
Thanks, man.